Enjoy. At one time when I was in Hyderabad, I used to travel to Maharashtra to get laborers for making bricks. When I went there, when you get down from the bus stand, that's everybody knows that's a season for getting laborers. So their agents will say, "Come on with me, I will get you laborers." So one of the agents caught me and he says, "The laborers are on the other side of the hill." There's a big hill which is looking very close. He said, "Come on, let's go." As we were walking towards the hill started walking away from us. We are walking towards the hill and the hill is going away. Have you seen the hill walking? It was looking close, but it was 12 miles. When we crossed it, and when we reached the hill, we had to now climb the hill and go to the other side. It was such a tough job. For him it was nothing. He was just walking easily, going up and coming down the other side. So when I went to the other side, there was a stream of water which was flowing and there was a tree shade. I said, "No more, wait." I removed my chappal, put my feet in the water and just lie down. It was mud. We don't care. Oh, it was such a heaven. After walking so far and putting your tired feet in water and lying down, it was beautiful. After some time he said, "Uta sa uta." When I woke up, he had a half pumpkin. He had put the whole pumpkin in the fire. He burned some wood, and when the pumpkin got cooked, he broke it into two halves. He gave me one half, he took another half. He made a spoon out of the skin and he gave me to eat. I said, "How do you eat this?" He says, "How?" He was eating like that. So when I started eating, oh my God, it was so tasty, so nice. I have not tasted better food in my life. Like that I have enjoyed. Because I had exercised, I had developed my hunger, and I had rested. Resting is more important. Adequate rest. Ample exercise, adequate rest. How much exercise do we do? Not much. Very little exercise we do. So we should give attention to that part of our life. Every one of us, we must exercise a lot. In America, we see old people, very young people, they are all doing exercise, running, jumping, pushing. So much of exercise they do, they take care of health. Their food is not the best, but the exercise takes care of most of their problems. We don't do that. We need to improve our exercise habit. Habit of doing more and more exercise is necessary. And after that enjoyment of that food, I came to realize that real hunger, lot of exercise has that much value. So many times when we see that we are prescribed to eat one kind of fruits. If you mix fruits, it's not wrong. It's okay to mix fruits. But if you eat one kind of fruits, it's digested very quickly. Fruits are pre-digested foods. Most of the digestion is over, already done. Carbohydrate has been already converted into sugar and ready to be absorbed in your body. If you just take one kind of fruits, even diabetics can take any amount of fruits. It should be one kind of fruits and no other things along with the fruit. Just the fruit is a full meal. Fruit bhi kha liya, thoda biscuit bhi kha liya, thoda chai pi liya, so that's not a good idea. If you eat just the fruits, even diabetics can get all the sugar that they need. We need sugar for our body, and the basic food comes from fruits. And not only that, fruits has got so many vitamins and enzymes, mineral salts, and it has got life, full of life. When we eat that, our body generates different kinds of enzymes needed for digestion of this and operation of this. So many different. Body generates more than 185 kinds of enzymes. How does it do it? If you don't supply the material, it cannot do it. When you give such foods, it is necessary to expose your body to sunlight, direct sunlight. Sunlight is food, not only food, but it is a processing machine. And sunlight can put then sunlight is the one which helps us process the food. All through the world, there is no living being which can live without sunlight. In South Pole and North Pole, when there is no sunlight, the living beings sleep, hibernate for 6 months. 6 months they have sunlight, they live in that period. Wherever there is a lot of sunlight, there is more life. You have so much of population. Plenty of sunlight and more population. There are people who say they don't get children, married for so many years but no child. No problem at all. Fast and expose your body to sunlight, eat live foods, your body starts generating live cells. Then the problem is gone. Not once or twice, so many times we have treated patients who have been married for 8 years, 12 years, no children. But when they follow the system, they get children. The husband's fault, it's a wife's fault. You don't even check anything, whose fault it is. It's nobody's fault. Let's both do it. Husband and wife both follow the same diet, so they don't care whose fault it is. Both of them improve their health and they both get good results. That's all is important. Talk about any disease, diabetes. There is a cobbler in Chennai, in Lust Church Road. There is a cobbler there. I went to ask him to make a hole in the blood belt because after the camp my belly went even inside more. So I wanted an extra hole. So when I gave it to him, he was saying this, doing this, and then he said, wait. I said, what's your problem? He says, I got shakara problem, like a big sugar disease. And my wife has gone to get the medicine, she has not come back, and it's happening. So I told him, from now on, don't buy that medicine. Bodhi Gummadikaya. Juice, make 200 grams of Bodhi Gummadikaya, make a juice and add equal amount of water. Drink it first thing in the morning, slowly. Take a sip, keep doing work, and keep it in the mouth for some time, then swallow. Then like that, if you consume about 250 milliliters of Bodhi Gummadikaya every day, you don't need any insulin, you don't need any medicine. I just told him, and I left. After that I said last year, this year when I was passing through that side, I spoke to him, hey, how is your sugar disease, how is it doing? He said, no, I don't have any more. I followed that Bodhi Gummadikaya for 1 month or 2 months, that's all. I didn't need any more, I was feeling fine. Can you believe that? He is a hard-working laborer, he keeps sitting in the sunlight most of the time, and he takes this juice. That sunlight and hard work, everything helps together. You need the sunlight, and you need the exact material that will help your body. All this combined together, you can cure any disease. You don't have to cure any disease. When you become healthier, the disease goes away. That's all there is to it. If there is a problem, you have to give opportunity to the body. You have to trust in the healing power of life, and you have to remove all the fear from your mind. Oh, what will happen to me? That doubt don't entertain. Vishwasa Shastra Siddhante Bharanyasa Paratmani Bhayarahityamitetat Trayam Manasa Veshajam. The treatment begins where? In the mind. If you tell your mind not to worry, don't fear, and then follow this and completely leave it to God. The Shastras, all the Vedic scriptures, every religious scriptures tells us to do good things. If you want good, you have to do good. That's very simple. What is good? Whatever you enjoy is good, according to some people, right? Whatever you enjoy, there are two results in that. You enjoy for short time certain things, but you enjoy certain things which will give you long-term benefit. Exercise, at the time when you are doing exercise, it's not so enjoyable. Maybe it's enjoyable for some time, and after that you get tired. Every day if I ask you to run 15 minutes continuous, then you will say, no, I can't do that. You try it, for 5 minutes you are able to do, and then you will get a huff and puff, and you stop it. I said, okay, take a rest, and again try. When you keep trying, and you are able to do it much better. Exercise is so important. If you include exercise, what will happen? Improved circulation. Improved circulation means equal distribution of heat all over the body. That's one best sign of health. One of the best signs of health is equal distribution of heat in the body. When you get common cold, when you are coughing, that means this heat is not distributed properly. If you start doing exercise, heat again gets distributed. Your cold is gone, cough is gone, you are feeling better. Simple things. You don't have to go to a doctor to find out if you have to exercise. Have you done these things? If you have not done, try to do those things. And your disease is gone, health is improved. When you do anything to improve your health, disease gets down and down, disease is gone. I spoke about diabetes, I spoke about tuberculosis, so many different disease names are there. But for us it doesn't mean anything. There was a nurse who was having a lump in her breast. Her two sisters also had such problems, and they were diagnosed to have cancer, and they went through biopsy first, and then chemotherapy, radiotherapy, lot of other medicines, and they came to a stage where a lot of their hair fell down and they became debilitated, weak, but they were not able to eat everything, they were able to eat a few little things, and they were carrying on their life. But they were so thankful to the medical world that they saved their life. Now we are living. So they were so thankful. When the third sister got this, there were four sisters. One of the sisters was working with me in a chiropractic center, and another sister who had lung was diagnosed with, not diagnosed, they x-rayed and found a lung. This sister asked me, can you help Dr. Sharma? My two sisters have got this problem, and they went to the medical system. Now their life is almost half. Their hair is all gone, they are very weak, they can't eat many things, but they are thankful to the medical world. But can you do something to this sister that she doesn't have to go through all that? I said, sure. Have you done the biopsy? He says, next week is the biopsy. I said, stop. Tell them not to do biopsy for 1 month. Ask the doctor if they can postpone the biopsy by 1 month. When the lady went and asked the doctor was so happy. He said, yes, next month we can do. So she didn't tell them that she is going to follow nature cure. She followed nature cure for 4 weeks. And after 4 weeks, she didn't take any medicines they prescribed. For 1 month, keep taking these medicines. They prescribed a dozen different kinds of medicine to take before the biopsy. She didn't take any of the medicines. All her relatives were cursing her, totally scolding her. Why didn't you take any medicine? You do nature cure or whatever you do. But doctor said this is important. You should have taken the medicine. She said, well, this doctor said if you don't take any medicine, it will be better. So I am following one doctor, I am not going to mess up. After 1 month, when she went to the biopsy, all her relatives, about 15, 16 people, they were surrounding there, all face very sad. You didn't take any medicine, I don't know what's going to happen to you. You are going to be big problem, and they were all sad. And there was a team of doctors and medical people, one anesthesiologist, one radiologist, another cardiologist, all kinds of doctors were there, and each doctor had his team of members, nurses, assistants. They were all happily welcoming. Come on, Maggie, come. So they all invited, they all faced with happy. They started taking X-rays, they started examining their body, her body. They took 4 X-rays and X-rays and X-rays, and no lump. Where did the lump go? And one nurse was saying, maybe it was the right breast. Maybe we are taking the wrong breast. Then she said, oh, okay, let's take that one. There is no lump at all. 6 photos they took, they said, no, it's gone. The entire team, there was only the radiologist who had work. Anesthesiologist, cardiologist, others, they didn't have any work because she had no lump. If she had a lump, even small lump, they would have all billed her 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Each one will send thousands of dollars of worth of billing. Of course, her insurance will pay most of it, and she has to pay some few thousands co-payment. But nothing happened. There is no lump at all. So all their faces were sad. In the beginning, they were all happy. Now they were sad. When she came out, she was raising her finger like this. All the relatives were so happy. In the beginning, the relatives were sad and the doctors were happy. And now the doctor's team was sad and the relatives were all happy. Of course, it's another silly thing that they said, okay, let's party. They all went to McDonald's. That's how the world is. Even cancer, if you don't go to biopsy, the cure comes like this. In just 4 weeks, the lump is gone. No matter which part of your body is affected, don't do the biopsy. Biopsy interferes with nature's own plan to heal. Cancer is a lump, right? What happens in the lump? All the toxic cells, carcinogenic cells, are sucked into this tumor. And tumor is a strong body coverage where nothing can enter it. Nothing can escape from inside. But entering, there is a door which keeps on sucking toxins. The body will divert all the toxins towards this tumor. When the tumor slowly becomes bigger. How does it become bigger? Because our habits are bad. We are eating foods which has got carcinogenic material. What do you call asafoetida in Telugu? Ingwa is material which does not dissolve in the bodily fluids. There are roasted, fried foods which has got black stuff in it. Those things don't dissolve in the body fluids. There are so many things that we have in our food which don't dissolve in our bodily fluids. They are called carcinogenic cells. The digestive juice cannot do anything to it, so it becomes carcinogenic. So such materials are collected because they contaminate other cells. Without pulling it into the tumor, body will not be protected. Cancer is a protective mechanism. Can you believe that? Cancer is the safest of all diseases. Oh no. How can this be? All this time we were thinking cancer is dreadful, it's a deadly disease, it kills people. No. Cancer is the safest of all diseases as long as you don't tamper with it. Don't tamper with it, then it can be safe. If you tamper with it, it becomes a dangerous situation. So many truths we don't know. And in the nature cure camps, which we organize in different states, we get subject the people to all the discipline that we prescribe. Eat the salad, eat the juice, kumdika juice or any different herbal juices. We make them do yogasana, we make them do solar therapy, hydrotherapy, all these different things we make them do. And in company, you enjoy everything. When you have to go home and do it alone, you don't do it properly. And you sometimes skip something, sometimes you don't mix the salad properly, you get bad taste, you don't cut it in the proper size, it's very difficult to stew. All those things, problems will come because you don't manage things properly alone. In the camp, it's a training and treatment together. When everybody is fasting, you are also fasting, but we are all singing, we are dancing, we are talking about different things, stories and classes. It's most enjoyable. People don't feel that they have any discipline to follow. It's all enjoyable because everybody is doing. We are holding hands, going around and dancing around. This is enjoyable. And we have classes where we explain what does the liver do, what does the lungs do, like a story. Every day in the class we tell so many stories, different stories from Mahabharata, from Ramayana. In Ramayana there is a story of where Sampati is a brother of Jatayu. Jatayu's brother. He is along with a team of other vultures sitting on a tree, and under the tree all these Vanaras, monkeys, are sitting and talking about the story of Rama. And how in that story the Jatayu was trying to help Rama by fighting with Ravana, and finally Ravana kills the Jatayu and goes away. All that story, these monkeys are talking, and then Sampati comes to know, oh my God, my brother is dead. All these vultures are waiting because these monkeys decided to fast. They said, we could not find Sita, we cannot show our face to Rama, we are going to fast, and during fast we are going to talk about Rama's glory. When they were talking about this, then this vultures heard, and the vulture's head was Sampati. He said, oh no, my brother is gone and he is trying to help Rama. We want to help Rama, what is your problem? They said, we are searching for Sita, we don't know where she is. And this vulture goes up and flies up and roams around, and they say, okay, far away in the south, I see a lady sitting exactly like the description you say, sitting down under the tree, sad and all that. I think that's where the Sita is. How can they see so far? Because the vultures do not keep filth in their body. As soon as the food is digested, it's eliminated. Doesn't matter if Gupta ji is sitting or Sharma ji is sitting below, wherever they fly, they drop it. We have to go to the toilet, we don't get the toilet, we are suffering, we postpone it. It's our civilization. Civilization is a curse on humanity. So many things, we have to wear clothes, we have to be decent, this is called decency. In nature, no animal wears any clothes. They are going free. They got fresh air, all parts of the body. They get sunlight. They get to do a lot of exercise. They have to hunt for their food. All those, even the tigers and the leopards who eat meat, who take carnivorous animals, they follow their discipline. If they have eaten a deer one time, they don't eat until the food is digested. For a whole week, they are not hunting. They are just resting. The deers know that this leopard is full in his belly. He is not hunting. They go very close to it and grazing grass. They know by instinct. All these animals follow the discipline of eating only when they are hungry. But they have to hunt, they have to chase the deer. Deer is a herbivorous animal and leopard is a carnivorous animal. Leopard can run 60 miles an hour and even a deer can run 60 miles an hour. But if the gap between the deer and the leopard is big, the leopard can never catch the deer. National Geographical magazine, they did a research and they followed the deer and the leopard. When the distance was too much, for 4 miles, 3.5 to 4 miles, both were running at the same speed. After 4 miles, the leopard was going slower, and it dropped. Very tired. It cannot run anymore. But the deer was running without looking back, running at the same speed for 22 miles. Same speed. What does it show? Which food is better? No food is bad, but there are foods which are better. If you want better health, I don't say don't eat meat. If you want better health, eat better foods. Between the meat and the plant food, which is a better food? Plant food is better food. Why is plant food a better food? It has got so many essences in it. Which are very useful to our body. And in the order of creation, we learn all this from the Vedic scriptures. My grandfather, when he followed the instruction from the German author to heal his dyspepsia, he got well. And he said this wonderful thing. In the book, one thing that struck his attention was, it says, disease is your friend. Wow, what? Disease is my friend? Everybody says, we have to fight this disease, we have to fight that disease. This book says you don't have to fight your friend. Don't fight your friend. Allow the friend to complete the job. And the instructions given in that book he followed, and something strange struck his head. He thinks all these practices prescribed in this book are actually ancient Indian cultural practices. Wake up early in the morning before the sunrise, take a dip in the river or a pond, take a cold shower, wear a wet towel around your waist and look at the sunlight and worship some Surya Narayana, all these things, and sip achamanas, drops of water you're taking. All these practices were prescribed in that book. Don't drink water, sip water. Eat water, don't drink. How to eat water? By holding it in the mouth. Say, I could have drunk water like that. I could have finished one cup of water. It's not useful. Where do we feel thirst? Not in the belly. We feel thirsty here. That's all you have to soak. Take a little bit drop of water and swallow it after some time. When you do that, your pharynx gets soaked. And that's all you need. Your thirst is quenched. So some people say drink 8 glasses of water, 2 liters of water, things like that. They are not wrong. They are right, but it is for people who don't want to change their eating habits. When we cook the food, what do? We add salt in the food and cook the salt also, along with food. What you all do? Raise your hand if you add the salt before cooking and cook along with the salt. Right? All of us do it. But that is the biggest problem. When the salt is cooked, it gets concentrated. And it gets impregnated into the vegetables, into the dal, into the grains, and it changes the chemistry of those food also. When you finish cooking, take it out and then you add the salt, it doesn't happen so. The taste is good, but at the same time, the food is not spoiled. All the problems of arthritis, rheumatism, they are all because we are cooking the salt and eating it. What does the salt do? Sodium has affinity for water. It holds extra water in the body. There is water logging in the feet, in the bottom of the feet there is swelling. All this is because of sodium. And many people who have sickness, they say the doctors give you IV with sodium water. They are treating the symptoms. We are treating the cause. And the cause is water logging in the body. So we instead of sodium, we prescribe potassium. K-salt also you can get, but most of the vegetables that we prescribe has rich potassium in them. Bananas, bodhi kumudika, cucumber, all those foods that we prescribe has plenty of potassium in that. Potassium will throw out only extra water. It will not drain all the water out. Whatever is extra water in the body, it will throw out. You can be slim. You don't have to be obese. Many people who want to lose weight come to Nature Cure camp. And we tell them to forget the objective of losing weight. Just imagine the objective of improving health. That's all. When you try to improve the health and follow the system, without their knowledge, every day, each day they lose 1 pound of weight automatically. We don't do anything to reduce weight. We only give them healthy foods, rich in potassium, throw out extra water in the body. And we guarantee that the raw vegetable salad that we give will be very, very tasty. If it is not tasty, you can't take it for more than a day or two. That's a problem. So we want to, like we are doing camps in different cities, we wanted to do a camp in Hyderabad, but we didn't get an organizer who can organize a camp and do it, because we don't know Hyderabad as well as you know. If you people get together, organize a camp here for 7 days, I am willing to come and conduct the camp and show you practically how things can be solved easily. So many health problems we people have. We can't walk, we can't climb the stairs, we cannot sit and get up. So many problems are there. All the problems go away within a few days. But what to do? It is 7 days are good, but after 7 days you are not able to follow it. That's why we hold classes every day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. There are classes for making the food, how to prepare the food. There are classes of therapies, classes of theory, principles and philosophy of Nature Cure. We teach every day along with stories and examples, then you easily understand. At the end of the camp, we hold an examination. In the examination, all the different question papers are given to you and you are answering it easily because you have remembered all the principles with stories, with examples. So all the students who attend the camp, they answer all the questions. Vital questions. What are the 5 medicines that is used in Nature Cure to heal any disease? You know that, right? Ether, air, sunlight, water, earth. This Panchabhuta. The order of creation is in the reverse order. The Dietary Upanishad says this. When my grandfather followed the Louis Kune's treatment, he thought that this is completely Indian cultural practice. There should be some reference in our Vedic scriptures. My grandfather was a great Sanskrit scholar. So he researched in the Vedic scriptures. The more he read, more information came up. Dietary Upanishad says the order of creation. Yathotpatti sharirāṇam vedānteshu pratitthitah jīvano api cikitsāyam anuṭṭhāna kramāsthatā parasmāda bhavat vyomno vāyustato anarah tatam bhamsi tatat prithvi tata aushadayo abhavan Prithvi, Prithivyo Aushadaya, Aushadibhyo Annam, Annad Bhutani. All these things very easily explained. And from the sky came the air, from the air all the different elements are there in the air. And some of the elements combine together to make fire. And from the combination of certain other elements and with fire, water was produced. From fire, water was produced. Can you believe that? From water and the combination of certain other elements, the earth and so many other planets were created. And we are thinking that these planets revolving around the sun. We know only about this sun. My son, second son, was watching a calendar in which Surya Narayana had driving about 7 horses or something like that, 9 horses, and he is driving. He says this calendar is wrong, Hindu mythology is wrong, because sun doesn't move, it's only the planets which are moving around the sun. I said, my son, you don't know now. You are in 7th grade. Now when you go to a higher grade, you will understand that the sun, along with the planets, is moving in the sky. Not only this one sun, there are millions of suns in the galaxy. All these different suns are having their own planets around them, revolving around them. The exact pattern of the sun and the planets revolving around is copied, is imitated in our body. Can you believe that? Each cell in our body has got its neutron, proton, electron, and proton and electron revolving around the neutron. Everything is same, repeated here. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate, Ishavasya Upanishad. So all these things, that is complete. Purnamada means that's complete. From that came this body and other things. This is also complete. When you take this complete thing from that complete thing, that remainder also remains complete. Amazing. You cannot believe there was a scientist in the NASA, the American space science. That fellow knew when he came to read this verse, he came to India and he went back, he said, oh my God, I got something wonderful. And he applied this principle into their thing and they got into a group and they made a big change in their revolution. And he says this was the basis of their invention. Fantastic things are there in our Vedic scriptures. It looks like simple, what is this? There's not a big philosophy. We just don't give that respect. But it has got all the information. Whatever invention has been done in the science, believe me, it has already been said in the Vedic scriptures. That's what my grandfather found. The more he read, more he wondered. The wonder grew more and more as he read more and more. 30 years of research, and he compiled them all into Sanskrit verses. And he went to this Shankaracharya, who was earlier to the one who died this now. Periyava, they say, Chandrasekhara, Swami, he went to him and read these verses. And whenever Shankaracharya would stop him, read that verse again, he will make a note of that and recompose that verse in a different way. Because wherever he finds a mistake, it has to be revised. 13 times he revised the whole verse book, 21 chapters, and he wrote the whole Swadhina Swastya Mahavidya, in which wonderful verses. If I say any verse, it's easily understandable. You can understand whatever I am saying. Dehi sarvatra chaushnasya samata, equal distribution of heat all over the body. These are good signs of health. There are 10 different signs of health. Like that in the verse, it goes on explaining different standards of health. What do we know as standards of health? Blood pressure be 120 by 80. It should be a height for this height, this must be the weight. These are different standards that the medical world gives. They are not standards. Did you know that Mahatma Gandhi had 180 by 110 all the time? Blood pressure. He was not sick, he was very active. But the standard the medical people gave is wrong. It is average. They take the blood pressure of 1,000 people and add it up and divide by 1,000, they get average. Average can never be standard. Average man in this world is not healthy. If you take the data from unhealthy people and give it a standard, how can it be standard? It's not reliable. It should be reliable. What is reliable? The health standard is not measured by outside. It should be measured by each individual. Are you feeling happy? Can you measure happiness? By any machine? No, machines cannot measure happiness. That's health. Can you measure the lightness that you feel? Although you may be 120 pounds, 180 pounds, but when you're walking, you're flying. You're not feeling the weight of your body. That is health. You don't know the existence of your body. Most of the time we keep on feeling we have a belly, we have a neck because it's paining, we have a foot which is paining. We are always conscious about the body parts which are drawing our attention to that. Perfect health is a state where no parts of your body calls for its attention. We don't realize that we have a body. We just meditate and our body is not there. Such a feeling is health. When young children run around, they don't feel that they have their body, they are just jumping around. When we try to jump, after 2 minutes we are tired. That lightness is gone. But if we start eating foods which are light, then we get the lightness. Then the lightness comes to our head. These are not things, don't take it lightly. Very seriously. In order to get a light feeling, you must take these things heavily and follow it heavily. We have a good attendance today. And I suppose if you take down the addresses and emails of each one of you, and if one of our group gets together to organize another camp, then we can inform all these people through the emails and telephones. So if somebody can volunteer to collect the names and address, it will be very useful to inform these people about the camp that we can arrange in maybe in a month or so. So if there are some questions you have to ask, this is 15 minutes we will engage for answering questions. Somebody can take a notebook and pass on the paper to everybody, they can... Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. Do you have a notebook? Okay, fine. So in the meanwhile, if there is any question, raise your hand, we'll see. Okay. He wants to know how to get rid of pain in the neck. Some people have pain in the neck, they say, right? I'm not saying about you, but what I'm saying is, pain in the neck is bothersome. You can't do anything, it always bothers you. So whatever is bothering you, you bother that more. Give botheration to the neck. That is, exercise the neck. And when you exercise the neck, it pains a little more, right? When it pains a little more, it only shows that you have activated the body to work. More activity means quicker cure. And when the pain is there, I am not able to tolerate, I need some medicine to cure it. Apsume somo abravit antar vishwani veshajam. Apsu means water. Continuous running of water, cold water on that spot. Only on that spot. And it's lying down on the side, it drains out. After 5 minutes, the pain is gone. What does the water do? It contracts the distended tissues. Why is the distended tissue there? Because of the vigorous activity in repairing, it produces heat. When any part of the body works vigorously, heat is produced. Heat expands and cold contracts. Don't put ice, it will stop the repairing activity. Put plain cold water or just wrap a wet cloth around the neck. The pain goes away, but do it after exercising. When you do exercise, the activity is increased and the repair work is done faster. But at the same time, we have to look into another aspect of it. We need materials to replace the sick cells which are there. There are sick cells which sickly cells have to be removed from there and replaced with healthy cells. All the time, wherever you are living, wherever there is a pain in the body, understand that life has initiated this pain. Life has initiated the activity to repair itself. What is the repair? There are sickly cells in the body that has to be removed. That's why the body is working vigorously to remove it. But when the replacement comes, that is also sickly. You don't have healthy cells to replace. So the pain, no matter how much medicine you take, it's continuing to be there. So how do we make healthy cells replacement? By giving the proper food. From food, these cells are made. From healthier foods, healthier cells will be made. Science is so simple. But the food has also two kinds. One is called positive food, another is called negative food. Positive foods promote health. Negative foods destroy health. What are the negative foods? Foods which do not have useful materials, lot of waste materials and very little useful or no useful material. We eat so many things like that in the bazaar, which are not healthy. What are healthy foods? Foods which have got a lot of nutrition, very little waste, and even the little waste can be eliminated easily. Such materials are called positive foods. Even among positive foods, there are two kinds, the gross and the subtle. What are the gross foods? All the food that we eat and drink is called gross food. What are the subtle foods? The sunlight, the water, sunlight, air, ether, they are all subtle food. In the Vedic scripture, something strange, new information is got. It's a secret of whole nature cure I am telling you now. Record it. Subtler the food, higher its potency. Subtler the food, higher its potency. उसके अंदर शक्ति ज़्यादा है जिसमें हल्का है. जो आहार हल्का है उसमें शक्ति ज़्यादा है. Potency is the capacity to effect a change in the body and in the mind. How can it effect a change in the mind? Because it is influencing you to think. It's influencing you to think positively. Those things are helpful to us. So what are the subtler foods? I told you, water, sunlight, air and ether. We know about water. The foods which has got more water in them are better foods for us. When you compare roasted cashew nuts or roasted almonds to soaked almonds, raw almond which is soaked overnight, which has got plenty of water in it and life also comes in it. Fiber is there, life is there, water is there. That food is better than the roasted almonds in which all the water is gone, spices are also added, it becomes no good food. So we have to eat foods which has got life in them. Sprouted moong, sprouted chana, sprouted anything, whole moong, only can sprout. We cannot sprout a dal which is already split. The life is gone from there. There should be life in it. So different stages of food. And then we need sunlight for healing. To expose that affected part to sunlight for some time, not for its heat, but for the light. And then do some deep breathing so that fresh air will come. Pranayama. In pranayama, one session of pranayama purifies 9 liters of blood. Can you believe that? In one session of pranayama, 9 liters of blood is purified. Blood is carrying toxic gases and it is dark blue in color. They all run towards the lungs to get purified. They are in like a good strain, one cell behind the other, they are all running there. It's called CO2 train. Carbon dioxide is the only gas that gets the name as toxic, but there are so many other toxic gases also. They are coming from different parts of the body and running towards the lungs. But it cannot enter the lungs until you start breathing in. When you breathe in and expand the lungs, all the doors of the lungs will open up and the gases, toxic gases will be unloaded and oxygen from the lungs will be loaded into the blood. Now the blood is in red color, brilliant red. They all go to the heart, oxygenated blood, ligaments. It makes the body more lively. So these are different simple things. Pranayama has got 4 parts. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. The 4th part is the most important. Hold after exhalation. When you hold after exhalation, so many different things which you learned long time ago, or your father learned, or your grandfather learned, that's all there in the DNA, in your body. And those things, files open up. There are so many files of information, data bank is stored on our head, and we never open those files. We think we don't know about that. But when you do pranayama, hold the breath after exhalation, all that information is available to you. How did I ask questions to that cardiologist? I didn't know what to ask him. But practice of pranayama gives you all those glowing bulbs. Ask him, ask this. He suddenly pops up. Information which I didn't know came up. So that's how all of us are loaded with information. Each of you knows so many things which you think you don't know. When you practice pranayama, all this comes back. The pain goes away within a week. And then new cells are replaced and you don't get the pain again. Treatment should be such that you don't get it again. If you get it again, that's not treatment. The details of the treatment I cannot disclose now because it takes a lot of time. That's the outline. That's the same answer for any problem in the life.
Would you recommend that we eat only salad and not cooked food on the same meal?
Can you get the question fully?
Salad
Do you
and
recommend
cooked
that
food.
we only raw and we don't combine it with cooked food in a meal?
Yeah, don't combine in the same meal because the optimum temperature required for digesting raw foods is different from the optimum temperature required for digesting cooked food. So if you have a separate meal of raw meals and if you have separate meal of cooked meal, your digestion will not get disturbed.
So is it better to have salad for breakfast or for lunch?
I didn't get that.
Is it better to eat salad for breakfast or for lunch?
Yeah. In my lifestyle, I take salads for lunch because I have to work in the daytime. If I take the cooked whole meal, I feel sleepy. All people who go to work on the daytime, if they take salads, their work production will be doubled. Their quality of the work will be much better than what they were doing. Because they are at the phone, they are sleeping, they are working on the computer, they are doing certain things, they are not fully focused. But if you eat salads, you will feel light and within an hour, your food is digested, an hour and a half. And even soon after eating also, you don't feel that you have eaten any heavy meat. Because 80% of that salad is water. All the vegetables have plenty of water in them. And even that water is a superior water. It's not the water which we drink. It's the water consumed by the vegetable, by the plant. It's very intelligent to take only the good stuff. There may be plants growing in dirty water, doesn't matter. But the plants will not take dirt, it will take only the useful water. You see the lotus plant? People cook even the lotus stem. That's not having any bad water. The water will be dirty, but absorbed water will not be dirty. So we have water from vegetables, water from fruits. Most of it is covered in our body. We don't need to drink water because we don't feel thirsty. If you feel thirsty, you should drink water, but not swallow it, sip it. Yeah.
What do you say about the millet diet? Millets?
Yeah, different grains are used. Different grains have to be used. It should be wholesome.
Okay. What do you say about the cure for the emotional problems? I mean, how to get rid of anger and all? Somebody gets angry frequently. What is the solution for that?
See, they have to do pranayama. When you do pranayama and eat sattvic foods, sattvic foods does not promote anger. Rajasic food is katvamda lavanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahina ahara rajasasyeta dukkha shoka amaya prada. Bhagavad Gita says such food promotes anger, lust and all kinds of passions, emotions. Too much emotional disturbance will be there when you eat Rajasic food. What are Rajasic food? Which are strong in taste. Like strongly sour, strongly pungent, strongly salty, all those are Rajasic food. You can have some Rajasic food, mostly sattvic foods, and no tamasic food. That's the idea.
And you spoke about exposing the body to sunlight and all as a cure to so many problems. But that will lead to sun tanning. I mean, the body will become dark.
Whenever I say something, you have to mark every word. I said not for the heat, but for the light. Not to heat the body, but just for the light. As long as you eat, it's enjoyable. Some people scorch their body in sunlight. That produces all kinds of problems. Overdoing if anything is bad. Moderation is the key. Yeah.
What do you mean by ample exercise? And how can we get
Initially, 5 minutes is too much for you. That's ample exercise. But if you continue increasing the duration of exercise little by little, then it becomes ample every day. 10 minutes has become ample, 15 minutes become ample. So that also you cannot overdo so much. Then enough is enough, then you have to rest. If you do a lot of exercise, body will rest beautifully. Some people don't exercise at all, they don't get to sleep, they have soft bed, but they cannot sleep. They have to eat pills to sleep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, bye.
How about skin condition like eczema? Allopathy, homeopathy, nothing seems to work.
Eczema. Whatever normal channels of eliminations are there, if it is not working properly, toxins come out through abnormal channels. Your urination, your elimination through the body and is not done well. So it comes through skin. So if you are improving on the normal channels of elimination, it will not come. And the toxins that there are in the food, that should also reduce. So the normal channels will be able to eliminate all the toxins. That's the outline. How to do that is a detail. What foods can promote such things? Same answer. Vegetables and fruits. Plenty of exercise, sun exposure. This will improve normal channels of urination. We don't even attempt for urination often. We say, I am not getting it, so we don't go. School children, they get all kinds of problems because they don't go. You have to go, at least go in few hours, in a whole day you have to keep trying, go to the bathroom, try to eliminate. If you keep trying, then normal channels will be working good. If you hold it, it's not coming at all. So many such things are in details.
I'm having water retention in the body.
Yeah, I said the sodium.
Yeah, I understood the concept. Sodium and more intake of potassium.
Yeah. Foods which are
Healthy diet.
fried foods and all, they make the body retain water, salt. So better to eat such foods which doesn't have lot of sodium. Don't add salt in the salad. Don't add salt to the fruits. If you eat like that, your body will not have excess water. It will all be gone.